Yo, welcome to the show. It's Boston's Banter with Frank the Bank and Keith KLava. You know the answer. Talking sports, breaking down the play so raw. From the Celtics to the Sox, we giving you the score. Catch the vibe, we coming live. Filling up your feed, let the passion thrive. Every dunk, every run, we analyze the moves. Shout out to the fans, feel the rhythm and grooves. From Gillette to the Garden, we ain't missing a beat. Frank and KLava bring the fire, can't accept defeat.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is pissa. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith KLava, LaCava. What's going on, Greg Bros to tag?
Not much, Tyler, bro.
Tyler Bro in the house today. We had no stat challenge last week because we were on a bye, so that was, good for us, I guess. But no, this week we have a new stat challenge. We have two really cool cards. We got the Keishawn Booty autographed Bowman Chrome University card. Really cool card.
Dope card.
That's going to be for first place. And then for second place, we have the Josh Allen Phoenix, because again, we're going up against the Bills. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be asking for wide receivers total yards this week from both teams. So whether they have an end around rushing yards or obviously receiving yards, we want all the receivers that are listed on the depth chart, all their yards from both teams. That's what we're asking for this week. So good luck, everybody.
Absolutely.
Let's jump into the Wicked Pissah news. We got a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir, Frankie. Wicked Pissah news. We're going to start with the Bruins, man, as always.
Yes, sir.
So Bruins are currently sitting at 17-13 on the season.
Not
They're
bad,
third in
not
the
bad,
Atlantic,
not
man.
bad.
They're looking good. Let's break down what they did this past week. They lost 5-4 in Detroit versus the Red Wings this past Tuesday.
That was an ugly loss.
Yeah,
I would say Swayman got pulled. We made a late run though on that one. We scored 2 late goals.
I was gonna say.
It was close. It was really close.
5-4.
Yeah.
Fall by a 5-2 home win over the
That
Blues
was a
last
big win.
Thursday. And lastly, a 4-1 home win versus the Devils on Saturday.
I mean, they're playing good. Tied for second in
place.
points. They're in third, technically, from the tiebreaker standpoint.
Yep.
2 convincing wins in a row. They're doing all of this without Pasternak, who's missed 5 straight games.
know.
And Charlie McAvoy's missed 10. So Charlie McAvoy leads all defensemen on the team in total ice time. So it's like we're not doing it with him and Pasternak, one of the best players in the league.
Right,
So
right.
it's like they're still hanging in there, and it's a division up for grabs. We talk about it all the time.
Absolutely.
A conference up for grabs,
Definitely,
so.
man. The Atlantic Division is definitely nobody's sure
saying.
bet to win that.
That's what I'm saying. So let's jump over to the Celtics.
Frankie, the
playing
Celtics,
good, man.
brother, and they're also
They're in
third in
too.
the East,
I love
man.
it.
Gotta love it,
I'm
bro.
gonna give them one of these for sure.
Absolutely. Considering what we're dealing with, all the
crazy.
trades, not having Tatum and everything.
Yeah, I love this.
So the Celtics are sitting at 15-9 on the
Killing it.
season. Let's break down what they did this past
Yes,
week.
sir.
So they beat the rival Knicks 123-117 last Tuesday in Boston. Jaylen Brown had 42 points, and I'm going to bring up Jordan Walsh.
got it.
Jordan Walsh had only 8 points, but he was 4 for 4 shooting, and I got more on him, like I
I
said.
got a ton on him too.
Absolutely. Fall by a 146-101 whooping win over the Wizards on the road
45
last
point win. That
Thursday.
was insane.
Killed it. And now back to Jordan Walsh. Dude played 30 minutes, 22 points on 8 of 8 shooting. And Frankie, he became the youngest Celtics player ever to have a game with 20-plus points on 100% shooting.
He's the first NBA player in a 3-game span. This happened this past week.
Yep.
All right. That was not a center to have more than 45 points. He had 47 and actually shoot at higher than 90%.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's insane. So he's been going absolutely bananas. So
Getting
good
some,
for him.
Getting some good starter minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then a 126-105 home win over the Western Conference rival Lakers this past Friday.
Yeah,
Obviously,
smoked them too.
no Luka or LeBron, but still,
matter.
you love that. And Jordan Walsh, like we were talking about with him again, started again. 26 minutes played, 17 points on 6 of 7 shooting,
Same,
Frankie.
missed one shot.
So Walsh shot 18 for 19 from the field, 94.7%
94.
over those 3 games. Insane.
Insane. Those numbers are crazy.
Absolutely. And lastly, a 121-113 win in Toronto over the Raptors on Sunday. Jaylen Brown had 30 points. And Jordan Walsh, he cooled down a bit in this one. 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting, but 5 straight for the
I'm
season.
saying 5 in a row, 7 in the last 8. Jordan Walsh has been a big spark, honestly. And his defense has been great, too. His defense is what he was out there for originally. You didn't think he was going to go crazy on offense like this.
Killing it.
He's playing great. Good. And they're all playing good. They're finally getting to where they should be with this team, and we expected them to be in the mix either way.
Right.
And hopefully we get Tatum back later in the season or in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Camaraderie and chemistry, brother.
Love it. Good stuff, man.
So, Frankie, we got some more NBA news.
Yeah,
some
we do.
notable stuff here.
This is crazy. I know.
So, long tenured streak from a very notable player. It just ended, bro.
It's nuts. This is nutty.
Break it down real quick. So, LeBron James' streak of 10-plus point games has finally ended after 1,297 straight games played. This streak dated back to January 6th, 2007. I was in high school, bro, a freshman.
That's insane. I watched the interview after the game. He's like, it didn't matter. We
won the game.
But I'm thinking to myself, I kind of cared a tiny bit about the streak. I know he did. He's
Right,
I was like,
right.
stop lying, LeBron.
I know,
Come
seriously.
on, you're lying.
You know, he's just being humble and everything.
Yeah,
but
he is, but that's crazy because
Right.
it's like that's been a long streak. Right?
I was a freshman in high school.
That's nuts.
33 years old.
I was like, it's kind of sad to see any long streak like that end.
Right.
You know, you look at Cal Ripken's, Iron Man streak. You hate to see that end either way, but it's like one of those things.
Crazy.
So, yep.
Frankie, he also passed Celtics legend Robert Parrish for all-time wins. He now ranks second in that category.
Yes, sir.
And in more NBA news, something we brought up a few months ago,
This is
the
crazy.
Clippers bringing back one of their former players, legendary
know.
Chris Paul. Man, they kind of did this man dirty.
Yeah, wicked dirty. I was saying that before we even started the show. This is just craziest stuff, Clippers. Come on, you got to do better.
That's what I'm saying.
Do
We got to
better.
bring this up real quick. So the Clippers released 12-time All-Star Chris Paul. Let's face it, man, the Clippers, they look like this season.
I know. So what's the point of even releasing? Let the guy finish out the season where he played most of his career.
Right.
Like, come on, you got to. That's just they did him so dirty. That's crazy.
So the Clippers, like I just said,
What's the point?
they're currently towards the bottom of the West standings. And in 16 games played with LA this season, Frankie, Paul has it averaged 2.9 points per game, 1.8 rebounds per game, and 3.3 assists per game, and 14 minutes played per game. I mean, obviously
Not
those
bad
are
for 14 minutes out there.
right. Those are down numbers by his standards, obviously.
Yeah, but he's getting to the end of his career. He's a good veteran
Right.
presence. He's a good bench guy, a good teammate.
they were on the road
and
in
they're getting
Atlanta.
smoked anyway every game. Who
They
cares?
just sent him home, bro, on a road game.
It's insane to me.
Dude,
I'm sorry, Chris
unreal.
Paul. That's crazy.
He's arguably one of the most accomplished players in Clippers history, too.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's still looking for his last team, his 21st season, which is going to be his last season. So hopefully, I'd like to see him get a ring.
They did him dirty though. That's so crazy. It's
Absolutely.
like other people are gonna look at like I ain't gonna go play on the Clippers after that. That's nonsense.
Yeah, right. That's stupid,
What
bro.
free agents want to go there? You know what I mean? After that nonsense.
Absolutely
It's
not.
crazy.
But Frankie, let's go over to some NFL
Yeah,
news,
we got some
brother.
NFL stuff, man.
So last week, we had a player who wanted to unretire and come play for his team. Now we have a guy who was recently cut, Darius Slay, who we were talking about. He got picked up off waivers by the Bills, but he's stepping away from football.
Yeah.
He said the Bills weren't a bad fit. They just caught him in a bad time. And if this is the end of a career, Slay finishes as a 6-time Pro Bowler, 1-time first-team All-Pro, and a Super Bowl champ with 655 total tackles, 163 pass deflections, 28 INTs, 2 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries, and 5 defensive touchdowns. The guy's had a great career.
Animal. Get your mind right. Get right, brother.
But we got one notable extension I want to bring up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well deserved.
Absolutely.
The Ravens have signed tight end Mark Andrews to a 3-year, $39.3 million contract extension that includes $26 million guaranteed. And like I said, well deserved for the Ravens' all-time leading receiver, Frankie.
Yeah, I like Mark Andrews. We always talk about him. He's a good player.
Up and down. Obviously, starts the seasons off slow.
Yeah, I mean,
and
he's
everything.
a good player for them and their scheme. I mean, and none of their players, like, I try to stay away from in a lot of drafts, except for obviously if you have Lamar or if you have
Right.
Derrick Henry. But it's like 1 week it could be Flowers, next week likely, next week this guy sometimes Bateman catches
I know
ball.
Bateman
It's like
comes out of
crazy.
nowhere.
It's like what I mean. So it's like every week it's like mouths to feed. But
Right.
he's been a good player, a good blocking tight end too for them.
Well, since getting drafted by them in 2018, he has 473 receptions, 5,862 yards, and 56 career touchdowns.
I like
So,
it.
hey, man, they're locking him up.
Yes, sir.
Well, Frankie, let's get into the notable NFL
with
injuries,
some
bro.
bad ones.
We got some notable ones here. So we'll start off with Lions star safety Brian Branch. He suffered a torn Achilles last Thursday night versus the Cowboys, and he's
That's
out for the
tough.
season.
That's tough for them.
Yes, it is. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray's foot injury is not progressing as planned, and he's out for the rest of the season. His future in Arizona is actually uncertain
I mean,
now.
he's got to go. Let's be real.
Commanders tight end Zach Ertz suffered a torn ACL
You
Sunday.
texted me about this,
Oh,
and I didn't see it
didn't look
live or
good.
nothing, but then I went and looked it up, and I wish I didn't. That was a gross injury.
Your leg's not supposed to bend that way,
No,
Frankie.
and I hope he's had such a good career. I hope
Yeah.
that's not how it ends, but I can see it being the end, obviously.
Yeah, so he's done for the
Ugh.
year, possibly career. And also with the Commanders, quarterback Jaden Daniels, they rushed him back.
Yep.
He injured the same elbow, his left one, Sunday versus the Vikings. Did not return. Uncertain if he'll play this week. Commanders are out of playoff contention. Just shut him down for the rest
They
of the
got
year.
to take him out and make sure he doesn't become
Come
the
on.
next RG3. We've
That's
talked
what I'm
about
saying.
it before.
That's what I'm
Get
saying,
a higher
bro.
draft pick, just like,
Stupid.
It's time to mail it in. Let's
Seriously.
be real.
Texans running back Nick Chubb suffered a rib injury in Sunday night's win versus the Chiefs. He left in the first half and did not return. His status this upcoming week is unclear. Jets quarterback Tyrod Taylor suffered a groin injury Sunday versus the Dolphins and did not return. He may miss week 15. I mean, they're going with third string of Brady Cook, it looks like.
That's so funny, man.
Colts quarterback Daniel Jones
Oh, this
suffered
is
a
so sad.
torn Achilles Sunday versus the Jags, and he's out for the season, man.
He
They
was
were
so
surging.
mad, and he's he's
Rightfully
had a
so.
resurgence in his career.
Rightfully
You
so.
know, and I feel bad for him. I really
Yeah,
do.
I do
That's
too.
tough. He was played so good. He had that team, actually playing
Gelling.
really, really well.
He did.
Up in the last few weeks, they kind of slipped back a little, but without
was-
him, it was just like crazy.
He was dealing with a fibula injury, too.
I'm saying it's like I feel so bad, man. It's tough.
And then Bucks outside linebacker Hassan Reddick suffered an
Yeah.
ankle injury Sunday versus the Saints and is considered day-to-day. It looks like like he might not play this upcoming week.
He'll miss a week.
But Frankie, let's get into some notable signings. And with the last two teams I just talked about, with the Colts and the Bucks, they just made some notable signings, bringing some guys out of retirement.
Yeah, seen that.
So we'll start with the Bucks. So the Bucks have signed outside linebacker Jason Pierre-Paul, who last played in 2023 for the Dolphins, and he even played for the Bucks from 2018 to 2021. The Bucks, like we were just talking about, they dealt with some recent injuries, so I mean, they kind of seem desperate here bringing him back.
I mean, he's only been out the league a season or two, so it's not like this next one.
Yeah, let's bring this up. The Colts. So the Colts are signing 44-year-old quarterback Philip Rivers out of retirement. The 8-time Pro Bowler last played in 2020 for the Colts, and safe to say the Colts are desperate, Frankie. Even their backup Riley Leonard, he's dealing with a knee injury. But you know what's funny? Philip Rivers is a new grandfather.
I saw that, yeah. Do you know who the last NFL player was that was a grandfather?
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre, that's correct.
Yes, sir, Frankie.
But that's crazy. The 44 years old, he's been in the league almost 5 years at this point.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't believe it. I mean, they tried him out. They
Clearly,
signed him to
they liked what
practice.
they saw,
Hey,
man. We'll see what happens,
That
Frankie.
arm's rested.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, brother.
That was a great Wicked Pissah news. Let's get into a Foxboro focus.
Yes, Ersky, Frankie.
Let's
Here
go.
we are. Obviously, we had the bye last week,
Yes,
so we
sir.
got nothing to bring up, no highlights. We
Yes,
got
sir.
one upcoming. But before we get into the upcoming game, we got some actually interesting news
we
here
do.
regarding our owner and our former coach.
I like it.
So Patriots owner Robert Kraft and former Pats head coach Bill Belichick have both been named finalists for the class of 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame. Kraft, who bought the Patriots in '94, helped turn the Patriots into a legendary organization that we are today. He's been the owner through 10 Super Bowl appearances, winning 6 with obviously the GOAT Tom Brady, more than any owner in NFL history. And back in 1994, he bought the team for $172 million to prevent the Pats from moving to St. Louis. Now the team is worth a whopping $9 billion. Some historic numbers right there.
That's insane right there.
And then we got Belichick. Obviously, he became the Patriots head coach in 2000. In his second season, he led the underdog Patriots to the first of their 6 Super Bowl titles over the high-powered Rams. Belichick is also second in career coaching wins with 333, behind only Hall of Famer Don Shula with 347.
I was hoping he'd come back and get it at some point, but...
He's also a member of the NFL's 100 all-time team. He's also a part of the Patriots' 2000s and 2010s all-decade teams and holds the NFL record for most Super Bowl wins as a head coach with 6, most Super Bowl appearances with 12 and 9 as a head coach.
Love it.
Most playoff wins as a head coach with 31 and 17 division titles. That's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Only a matter of time before, obviously, he gets into the Hall of Fame.
They're getting some of that right there.
That's what I'm saying,
Love
Frankie.
it.
But upcoming week 15.
Big game this week.
Yes, sir. Week 15 versus the Bills at home. And Frankie, we win. We're in. We clinch the AFC East for the first time since 2019.
It's a huge freaking game. We're actually home team underdogs by -1.5. I mean, +1.5. We're getting points in Vegas, so the Bills are favored in this game.
Man,
So
that.
I know, I don't like it. Let's go.
So let's break it down real quick, Frankie. So for starters, the Patriots obviously beat the Bills 23-20 in Week 5 in Buffalo in a very close matchup. The Bills pulled off a monumental comeback this past week versus the Bengals, winning 39-34, bringing their record to 9-4. They were down 10 in the fourth, and the team looked lost. But Josh Allen showed why he was MVP last year, leading the Bills to 3 touchdowns in a span of 4.5 minutes in the fourth quarter.
They've come back a couple times.
That's what I'm
late
saying.
Against the Chiefs, too.
Always got to be aware of him. Now, we have to build on any potential lead we have. Josh Allen can lead these guys to a comeback in the most crucial of moments, like I was just talking about. Our defense will be put to the test in the air and on the ground. The Bills had 416 total yards of offense last week versus the Bengals, with 183 of that being rush yards. So our run D got to get back to form.
Absolutely.
The Bills did allow the Bengals to go 10 of 12 on third down, and we need to keep drives alive and capitalize on any opportunity to build the lead. We also have the 8th-ranked third down offense, so you got to stay consistent there. In our red zone defense, which is 32nd ranked, they got to step it up and get their together. And mind you, our red zone offense, like we've been talking about, has been a struggle.
Especially the red zone.
Got to get those touchdowns in the red zone,
Ball
brother.
control.
Do the tush push.
You got to do something to get that 1 or 2 yards and get in the end zone. You
Come on.
got to hit it.
But Frankie, we got the prediction, obviously, like we do every week, and I'm taking the Patriots.
I got to go Patriots, too. It's at home. It's we've been playing great. We're coming off a
for
bye
11
week,
straight.
so it's like, let's go. Knocking on wood that the bye week doesn't slow us down, but I like it.
Brother. I love it,
do
man. Let's
Good
go,
stuff.
baby.
Another great Foxboro focus. We didn't hit the applause button because it didn't play, but hopefully we hit it next week.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into a Wicked Smaht fantasy stats. How'd you do in your league?
Here we are, Frankie. So obviously I did win last week
Yes,
in my
sir, you
league,
did.
but I'm out of the playoffs by one spot.
Man, that's tough. That's like me in my league.
So finished in the 7th seed, but let me break it down what I did last week. So in week 14, I won. I beat Armani. 114.46 to 94.40, bringing my overall record to 7-7. Like I said, I didn't make the playoffs. I finished as the 7th seed. And actually, it was working out for me. I needed to win. I needed Mike Whitney to lose. He lost. And I needed my dad to lose. But my dad was playing the worst player in the league in Nick, and he killed him.
He smoked him.
So here are my studs and duds for the last time in my league, Frankie. So quarterback Trevor Lawrence, I started over Jaden Daniels. I didn't care that Jaden Daniels was coming back, man. I wasn't trusting it, and good thing I didn't.
That's a smart one right there.
23.36. He had 2 pass touchdowns. Wide receiver Alec Pierce, he only had 13, 5 catches for 80 yards. Started the Dolphins defense again, man. They got me 20 points, 6 sacks, 3 INTs, 7 tackles for a loss. And then last night, wide receiver A.J. Brown, he got me 16 points, 6 catches for 100 yards. But here are my duds. Running back Bayshil Tootin, because, I'm dealing with a bunch of injuries and bye weeks. He got me negative 1.5, 5 rush yards and a fumble.
Good job.
Tight end Brenton Strange, he slowed down a bit, 5.7, only 3 catches for 27 yards. Troy Franklin, man, I hope he starts to step it up because I have him in your league too. Only 4.1, 3 catches for 11 yards. And then Ashton Janty, bro, this guy's just been pissing me off. Only 38 total yards, 5.8 points. He ain't going to be a first-round pick next year.
Hell no.
Frankie, how'd you do in my league, brother?
I won. I was playing Mike. The other Mike, unfortunately, he had a terrible team this week, and I did too. Actually, I didn't put up a lot of points, but I did win. I locked up the first seed, so 11-3 on the season. I won 127.5 to 120 in the third. I didn't really, again, not have a great week. I had Bo Nix get me 16 points, which was, all right. ETN was probably my brightest spot, 21.5 points. And then Denver's defense, 16.5 points against Las Vegas, who's terrible. They scored a pick 6.
Yep.
Some of my duds, Breece Hall has been slowing down quite a bit, 4.3 points. That was pretty terrible. Jamar Chase only had 10, which he had a good matchup too. I thought that was going to be a shootout, but it did snow. So I got to, say that. And then Darren Waller, I started randomly 2.7 points. Terrible. So how'd you do in my league?
Frankie, your league, I ended up losing, but I'm in the playoffs, brother.
That's right. Good for you.
Sitting as the 6th seed, last spot in the playoffs. I'm actually playing the reigning champ in John this upcoming week.
All right. He's 2-time reigning champ.
Two-time.
You got to take him outside, John. I'm rooting for Keith.
Let's go, brother. Appreciate that. All right, man. Let me break down what I did this
Break
past week. So, like I said, I lost 191.26 to 150.60, bringing my overall record in your league as well, 7-7.
Yep.
In the playoffs, 6th seed. And here are my studs and duds from last week. Running back Kenneth Gainwell got me 16.2, nearly 50 all-purpose yards and a touchdown. Running back Tony Pollard finally on the stud side.
He went crazy, I know.
34.1, 161 rush yards and 2 touchdowns.
He could not be stopped.
Nope. I had the Dolphins defense started in both leagues this week, 20 points like I was just talking about. And then here are my duds, bro. Wide receiver Darnell Mooney. And haven't I said this guy sucks? He scored a touchdown. He scored a touchdown. He stepped out of bounds and he dropped another one in the end zone.
He's a bum.
I have no choice, bro. All the injuries I got.
I know. I got bums starting too.
1.6, 1 catch for 6 yards. Like I said, he had a touchdown call back and he dropped another one. Running back Jonathan Taylor, bro, starting to piss me off too. All the Colts are falling apart. 11.4, only 74 rush yards. He did have a touchdown, but he also had a fumble too.
Wow.
Wide receiver Troy Franklin, I got him both leagues, 4.1. And here is the big one. Quarterback Jalen Hurts.
Oh, he ruined my buddy Dwayne's guillotine hopes. He's gone.
0.4 for the whole game. 0.4.
He had the worst game I've ever seen him have.
5 turnovers, which 4 INTs.
2 on the same play.
First player in NFL history to commit 2 turnovers on the same freaking play.
Insane. He got picked off, then makes... He started running it back. It was fumbled. He picked up the fumble. Then he fumbled it, lost it back. It was insane.
Unreal. 0.4. Yeah, I'm definitely not starting this upcoming week. Drake May's getting the start. But Frankie, how'd you look in your league?
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm out. I knew I was out going into this week, but I still put up a decent number, 166. I won over Josh. He only had 148. I had 3 guys do so bad, too. I had 3 guys combined for less than 5 points. But let's start with my studs. Josh Allen went crazy, just under 40 points. He went 39.84. He had a great week. I had Chase Brown had 18.5 points. I had Vidal had 12.5. Barkley finally did something, 21.2. You know who went crazy? My kicker, Brandon Aubrey, 25.6 points. The dude would be wide receiver 7 or 8 right now. If you pick, that's where he would rank in the wide receiver ratings
with
for
the points he's putting up.
Isn't that insane as a kicker?
Insane. That's absolutely insane.
Duds, obviously Zach Ertz, again, we talked about him. He got hurt, 2.1 points, right? I started 2 tight ends. Mark Andrews, 1.9. So right there, I got 4 points, right? And then I had to start a bum. Tez Johnson got 0. So I got 4 points between those 3 guys. I still put up 160.
Gross.
So all my other guys were in double digits. So went crazy, except for one of the guy had 7. So,
but yeah, Frankie, you're in the playoffs in my league. I'm in the playoffs in your league. So we'll be recapping that next week, bro.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens.
Good luck, bro.
All right, bro. But let me get into my weekly sleepers.
Let's do it.
We only got a few more weeks of this.
I love it.
So week 15, man, I'm going to get into number 1, Commanders running back Chris Rodriguez at the Giants.
Okay.
So I'd say Washington has seemingly given this dude the reins as RB1. Obviously with JCM still getting some opportunities and touches, but Rodriguez has led the team in carries the last 3 weeks with 10 plus each week. He's also had 50 plus rushing yards 2 of the last 3 weeks, and this week presents a very favorable matchup. The Giants have the 32nd ranked run defense, allowing nearly 155 rush yards per game, and have allowed the most total rush yards in the league to opposing running backs. They've also allowed the tied 4th most rush touchdowns and are allowing the 2nd most fantasy points per game to running backs. And I know in small leagues, nobody's touching this dude at all. But in deeper formats, Frankie, like mine and yours, with fantasy playoff time here, you may need to make some interesting decisions. And this kid could have a good day, potentially help your team out.
I like it.
Number 2, I got Seahawks new wide receiver Rashid Shaheed versus the Colts.
Okay.
So this guy was basically a sure bet in New Orleans with no less than 4 catches in a game and no less than 5 targets, but his production dipped being traded to Seattle.
Yeah, it has.
In his first 4 games with the Seahawks, he had a combined 4 receptions for 37 yards. Wasn't looking appealing at all.
Terrible.
But this past week versus the Falcons, he posted 4 receptions on 5 targets for 67 yards, was second on the team in targets, and he had a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown.
Love it.
And this week, he has a potential to build on that performance with a favorable matchup. The Colts have the 27th ranked pass defense, and again, PPR value. They're allowing the 4th most receptions to wide receivers, the 8th most receiving yards, and are allowing the 9th most fantasy points per game to wide receivers. Shaheed has potential to build his chemistry with Sam Darnold and put up a good performance in this one.
I like it.
And then lastly, Frankie, I got Dolphins wide receiver Malik Washington at the Steelers. So Washington has had an up and down year, but he's had 3 or more receptions in 9 of the 13 games played this season. Topped 4 or more 5 times, and he hasn't seen less than 3 targets since week 2.
Not bad.
Even though this past week was a down week for him, this upcoming game versus Pittsburgh presents a lot of value. The Steelers have the 28th ranked pass defense as well as the 28th ranked third down defense, where Washington gets a lot of targets.
Yeah.
The Steelers have allowed the most receptions to wide receivers this year, mega PPR value, the 4th most receiving yards to receivers, and tied the 7th most touchdowns to wide receivers. And
Nice.
when it comes to fantasy points, they're allowing the 6th most fantasy points per game. With A-Chain being a little banged up too, I think his volume in this game should expand and potentially help the desperate fantasy managers in the playoffs with injuries.
I like it.
Let's hear those FanDuel picks, brother.
All right, man. Here's my picture of my team. I'll show you the phone after. But Drake May, I'm going with Drake May. I feel like it's
Me
gonna be
too.
a shootout, 8,100 this week. I got Chase Brown against the Baltimore Ravens, who look like absolute Duke lately.
Yep.
And he just came off 2 touchdown game. Joe Burrow came back. He looks great since he's been back. He's only 7,100. I went with Ashton Janty. He has an okay matchup. Philadelphia's run defense been pretty bad, and they look terrible lately. He's only 6,300, so I went there. One of my discounts of the week, though, I feel like Wan'Dale Robinson's going to get right this week. Washington is like bottom 4 or 5 against the pass. They're all banged up. He's only 5,800. He's averaging 11 points a game on the season. For 5,800, that's pretty good.
Yep.
And I stacked some bigger guys, so I went with Jackson Smith at Jigba. You can see that here. He's one of the most expensive guys, obviously. For all the reasons you just said, he has a great matchup this week. But here's my team here. Let me know what you think.
Yes, sir, Frankie. So like you said with Drake May, I'm starting him in my playoff game this upcoming weekend
like
in your
it.
league,
I
bro.
like
Against
it.
Buffalo, especially with that single coverage they do, he's going to light him up.
Light him up.
Chase Brown against the Baltimore Ravens run defense.
Terrible.
Now watch, because I'm out of the playoffs in my league, Ashton Dandy's going to put up 45 points.
Again,
He's
I
gonna
just
go
feel
off.
like Philadelphia doesn't even know what's going on anymore.
That's
right
what
now,
I'm
so
saying.
It's just like, you know.
Wan'Dale Robinson, he gets a lot of looks, especially going up against Washington's banged up defense. I like that.
yeah.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy this year. He's a
Absolutely.
sure bet every week,
And I
especially going
stacked
against
him
Indy.
with Puka.
Gotta love that. Yeah, and you got Puka, like you just said, going up against Detroit. He's always a sure bet. You can't ever bet against
They
him.
just lost Branch in the secondary, too. So
That's
it's
what I'm
like-
saying. Tight end Chigo Conquo versus the 49ers. You know, the Titans are up and down, but I feel like Cam Ward's starting
He's coming
to
off a bad week, so he's due for a good week.
flex. You got Evan Ingram. He's due for a big game.
He is, too. 2 weeks ago, he did all right. Last week, he didn't do that good. But, again, for 4,800 and 4,900 between those two, why not?
Why not? And then you got the Giants defense versus the Commanders, who possibly won't have Jaden Daniels this
They're
week
like
again.
the 3rd cheapest defense on FanDuel, so I'm like, I need a cheap defense that's playing against a terrible team that, is banged up, and that's exactly what I found.
Why not, Frankie?
Well, let's go.
Hey, best of luck to you in the playoffs,
You
bro.
too, everybody out there, too. Let's get into a lava round. Keith, what are our records from last week?
Yeah, let's break it down, Frankie. The NFL weekly picks. Week week 14. So, Frankie, last week you went 7-7. I mean, it was a
Ew.
weird week, a lot of upsets.
Ew.
Bring your overall.
Hold on. That's terrible.
It happens, bro. I was there with you, but bringing your overall record to 138, 69-1.
Okay.
And like I just said, I was there with you. I went 7-7 as well.
Hold on.
We split the difference, bro. You took the Cowboys, I took the Lions
I know I
Thursday
should have
night.
went with the Lions. They're so good after a loss, too. It was dumb
and then,
on my part.
and then you took the Jags, I took the Colts on Sunday. But bringing my overall record to 137, 70-1. So I'm still down 1.
We're so close. It's been back and forth all year. This has been the closest, for sure.
It has, for sure.
So,
but Frankie, let's get into those NFL Week 15 picks. You name them, we'll
let's
predict them.
do it. We got the first game, Falcons at Bucks. I'm going Bucks.
Yeah, I'm going Bucks. They had a weird week last week against the Saints. I don't think they're going to do that. But it's funny. Every time I say they're not going to do it 2 times in a row, like I said with the Eagles, it happens. But it's the Falcons, dude.
If they're winning, I mean, let's be real. The Falcons are banged up too, and they're terrible this year.
They better win.
They have to. Bucks are at home. Ravens at Bengals. Who you got there?
No, Frankie, I mean, they almost beat the Bills last week, so I'm going to be taking the Bengals at home in this one.
I got to take the Ravens, even though I had a question mark. You can see above my page here, I almost circled Bengals, and I switched.
Yep.
There's a little mark there. This is a tough game for me.
Taking
This
the
is one of the
Bengals.
tough games, so that'll be our difference right now. So I got to go Ravens and hopefully get it right. Next game, Raiders at Eagles. I mean, obviously, I'm going Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go Eagles, but man, do they look like
It's bad. They're real bad right now. I don't get it. Cards at Texans. Got to go Texans.
Gotta go Texans.
They're on fire.
Oh, yeah, killing it.
Chargers at Chiefs. If they lose this, if the Chiefs lose this game, they're 100% out of the playoffs. So they only have a very small chance to make it, as it seems now.
Right.
But I mean, I'm still going Chiefs, even though it's been ugly as sin.
Man, I want the Chargers to win this. I'm taking the Chargers because I don't want to see the Chiefs in the playoffs, so I'm taking the Chargers.
I hope the Chargers win this game too, but I gotta go Chiefs. And they can't keep losing like this.
Going Chargers.
It's in Arrowhead, so I'm going Chiefs. So we got 2 differences. Bills at Pats. Excuse me. We already both said Pats on that. Easy peasy. Jets going to the Jags. Jags by 3,500.
Jags by 5,000.
Oh, I like that. Washington at Giants. Who you got here?
Yeah, Frankie, I'm going to be taking the Giants in this one.
I got the Giants circled here too. Washington's banged up beyond belief. I feel like the Giants are going to beat them.
Yeah.
They had a couple games this year they should have won.
That's what I'm saying.
So, Browns at Bears. Interesting game there too.
Yeah, Browns got a good defense, and the Bears, they had a tough loss last week, dropping them to 7th in the NFC after being the number 1 seed.
I know. How do you drop that far? It's crazy.
Crazy, bro.
I feel
But
bad for that.
I'm going to be taking the Bears here.
I got to take the Bears too. Browns just lost to the Titans somehow, even though Shador Sanders went bananas.
He had a great game.
Oh, my God. That's crazy. Panthers at Saints. I got to go Panthers here.
Going Panthers.
Yeah, Saints just won this past week, though.
I know, beat the Bucks.
I can't even believe that. Like 91% or 92% of the money was on the Bucks. Minus like 470 money line. So it's like, of course, how Vegas made out there.
That's why I picked my name is Tyler Bro. Tyler Show. The Tyler Show.
In there. Best game of the week, in my opinion, one of the 2. Well, yeah, but I'd say this one is probably slightly better than the other. Lions going to the Rams. Who you got?
So you got the rematch of Goff and Stafford, who swapped teams and everything. So, but Frankie, in this one, it's in LA. I'm going to be going with Matt Stafford and the Rams.
I got to go Rams too. They are just high powered, and the defense is nasty. Lions are banged up a little bit, so I got Rams circled. I'm going there. Colts at Seahawks. I mean, Seahawks got to win. Colts are just signing people off the street like Phil Rivers.
Grandpa Phil.
Great grandfather's coming out of the grave and stuff.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks here.
I know. I got to do. Second best game of the week. Packers going to Denver. Who you got?
Frankie, in this one, and I'm saying this kind of a little biased because obviously I want us to reclaim that number 1 spot. I'm taking the Packers.
I'm taking the Packers too, right there. You know what? I like the Broncos defense a little bit better than Packers. Packers defense right up there with them. But the offense, to me, again, Jordan Love could be the best player in the league sometimes or the worst. But the offense on Denver just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Like I have Bo Nix, I have Caleb Williams. He scores 8 points in the first drive and he scores 7 the rest of the game. It's like in fantasy points wise. So it's like, what are they doing? And you even said it. Where's Troy Franklin? Where's Marvin Mims?
Right.
Oh, where's Evan Ingram? It's like, what are they doing? I feel like they don't have an identity.
Get these guys involved more. You can't
so
be all
strange.
RJ Harvey.
I'm saying it seems so weird that they don't have that identity because you look at Sean Payton as a coach and you're like, you have this offensive mind and you think tight ends, Jimmy Graham, when he was there, it's like, I thought Evan Ingram was going to have a season. He's terrible. I dropped him.
They needed a tight end the last few years. They finally signed one in free agency. They barely used the guy.
He's not even out snapping Adam Troutman. is playing
Gross.
more snaps than him, which is
Gross.
insane to me.
Stupid.
So it is what it is. I'm going Packers too.
Packers, baby.
Yeah, Titans going to 49ers. I got 49ers here. Titans ain't winning
bro.
2 in a row.
They're gonna
ever.
win. They're gonna win by 49 points.
Yeah, I bet. Vikings at Cowboys. Vikings smoked last week. They went crazy.
Yeah,
I thought we were gonna. We both picked Washington.
Yeah, we both took Washington.
Unbelievable.
There. But Frankie, I'm gonna be taking the Cowboys here.
I gotta
The
take
Vikings,
Cowboys,
they
too.
still look lost. I mean, it was against a banged up Commanders team, and obviously they shut them out. But
Yep.
I'm gonna be taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, I got Cowboys too all day. Dolphins at Steelers. Dolphins been playing pretty good. Steelers just come off a big win.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking the Steelers at home. I have to.
Yeah,
Here,
I'm
even
taking the
though
Steelers.
Dolphins have been playing good, honestly.
They have been, but yeah, I'm gonna be taking the Steelers.
I like it. Good stuff, man.
See what happens, Frankie.
Good luck. Another great lava round, another great episode. Good luck, everybody, this week in your fantasy football playoffs. If you made it, if you're lucky enough to make it, so that's really cool.
You guys
man.
get nightmares, right?
Yeah, here and there. I mean, who doesn't have nightmares?
Yeah, what?
I usually get ones that tell me the future.
Well, that's pretty. Your nightmares kind of predict the future. I'm glad my nightmares don't
That's
do that.
crazy.
Or try to kill me.
Okay, who the are you?
My name is Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson, Percy Harvin, Percy. I don't give a damn. What the hell are you doing here,
No, we're
Frankie?
doing a show.
Frankie, what is it this week, dude?
You know what it is. Percy Jackson and the Olympians, season 2. Don't know if you've seen season 1. It was really good. I liked all the movies. The books are awesome. This is season 2 is going to be based on the Sea of Monsters book, which is book 2. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Looks pretty good. Frankie, it's raining in here, dude.
The heck?
What is going on, dude? I don't like this at
No,
all.
hell no.
The son of Poseidon.
Oh, the son of
Son
Poseidon.
of Poseidon.
Dude, that sounded creepy, man. It's raining indoors, Frankie. We got to get out of here. Let's bounce.
From Title Town to your town, stay Wicked Pissah.
From Foxboro to your bro. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we're going to see you next week. What the f? I got a bad feeling about this.
Come on.